Hi everyone, it's me, Jordan Long here, and today I'm going to talk about a setting that if you have Google Android or Apple iOS you have. They maybe call this tool or setting by more than one name. Google Android calls it TALKBACK. Apple iOS calls it Overtalk. Whatever you choose to call it, it is a bad tool to get into, because you mostly get into it by mistake. Hi, I'm TalkBack. No, I didn't want to get into you. It was a mistake. I was working on the loudness. Yeah, but that's how you get into me. No, but I didn't want to get into you. Don't you understand? I was only making the far wide speaker louder. I don't need to get into your setting. Well, now I'm going to tell you every setting that you're that you're in, and you're going to have to double drop to work on every setting it would have been smooth to do. Oh, great. Now I got to roll both fingers up just to only get in a setting that shuts you off. Yeah, and that's how it happens. And you need to tell yourself that somewhere you can take it out. Yeah, you can shut it off. You can say you took it off, but it's still there. Because Motorola and Samsung and LG and even Google themselves hide it behind many other settings. So even if you do get into it and shift it off, it's still on Google Android or Apple iOS. And it's most likely set up the same bullshit way. You wouldn't think that you could get into it smoothly, but I did. 3 times on my old far Y speaker, I got into that setting by mistake. First, only wanted to upload a film. The other 2 times due to working with the loudness. And if someone thinks that would never happen on Apple iOS, think again, because I believe you could get into Overtalk as smoothly by mistake as you could get into TalkBack on Google Android. Shit. Oh. Hi, I'm Overtalk. No, I didn't want to get into you. I was only making my far wide speaker louder. I didn't want to get into you. Well, now you're in me now. Great, that means everything I touch I'm going to have to double tap. And that means to get out of you, I got to scroll with double fingers up to go to setting to shift you off. Alright, mistakes happen. Sorry. But no, TalkBack on Google Android or Overtalk on Apple iOS are not sorry. You know, they make what was smooth to work and make it harder. Now, if you are someone who is blind or has a lack of sight, then TalkBack or Overtalk is a good tool for you. If you understand the whole holding down and double tapping things to get things to work, that if you're not in TalkBack or Overtalk would be smooth to work. You know, but I think that Google and Apple should not make TalkBack or Overtalk a tool or a setting that you can get into by mistake. I mean, that's bad. That's a bad setup right there. You get into Overtalk or TalkBack by mistake by doing things that you think, you know. Like you wouldn't think, oh, I'm working on the loudness. You're not thinking in your head, oh, this is how Overtalk comes on, or this is how TalkBack comes on, you know. And it's just one of those tools that if you don't need it, it is a handicap because you have to learn how to work your far Y speaker and its OS, Google Android, Apple iOS, in a whole new way. So far I haven't gotten into that tool or setting, and hopefully I never do, because I got a belief that the way that this Google Android I got on my FireWire speaker now, I believe they may have shifted how you get into it and shifted how you get out of it. Alright, give this film a like, share and playlist it, and I'll see you later.